Dates and dates once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with fruit of the day, the one and only date. So maybe you want to go out on a date. Maybe you don't know what dates are. Maybe you love them and you eat them all day, every day. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the date. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. So a lot of us may be wondering, what in the world is a date? Well, here we go. They're a type of sweet fruit derived from the date palm, a tree of the palm family found in northern Africa, the Canary Islands, the Middle East, Pakistan, India, and good old California. The date fruit is one-seeded and typically oblong, and dates often vary in shape, size, color, quality, and consistency of flesh. Now, take a look at the picture. As you can see, I am showing you several varieties of dates. Also, there are hundreds of varieties of date palms, but one of the most famous is the large, soft medjool date palm, which produces medjool dates. So there we have it, guys, a little bit of background information about the one and only date. All right, now it's time for a few fun facts. Dates can be natural sweeteners and sugar substitutes. That's right, guys. So for those of us who are addicted to sugar, well, you may want to look at dates. Dates are a fruit commonly consumed as part of the Mediterranean diet. Medjool dates can be eaten fresh or dried, and it's common for them to be dried, which lengthens their lifespan and prevents early spoilage. Now, take a look at the picture. A lot of us may be wondering, well, how does a dried date compare to a fresh date, at least in appearance? Well, as you can see, the dried dates have wrinkly skin, whereas the fresh dates have smooth skin. Notice that the shape and the color are pretty much the same. So there we have it, guys, a little bit of fun facts about the one and only date. All right, more fun facts. If you're going to consume them fresh, look for them in season between September and November. Medjool dates have a deep brown skin color with a flavor that can be described as caramel-like. When holding a dried medjool date in your hand, you first feel its firm yet wrinkled texture, but don't make any quick judgments. Upon biting into a medjool date, you'll see that the inside is actually moist and meaty. Nice. So take a look at the picture. As you can see, the inside of the date, minus its seed, is very fleshy and meaty, and it looks delicious. So come across any dates, go ahead and bite into it, but just make sure that the seed is absent. All right, more fun facts. The sticky texture of medjool dates makes them excellent for binding ingredients together, whether you're making a granola bar or tart crust. Need a quick kick of natural sweetness in your next smoothie or energy drink? Forget the agave nectar and toss in a couple of medjool dates into the mix. So, as you can see, guys, dates make an excellent sugar substitute for those of us who enjoy smoothies. So, I guess maybe I can substitute dates for my regular bananas. So, there we have it, guys. Lots and lots of fun facts about the one and only date. All right, it's time for the not so fun facts. First and foremost, always remove the pit of a medjool date before consumption. If you try to consume one with the pit still inside of it, there is a risk of choking. So take a look at the picture. As you can see, we have a paring knife, right? Just make a quick slit, remove the seed, and there you have it. As with any fruit, it's important not to overdo it when consuming medjool dates due to their high natural sugar content. Pay attention to serving sizes and monitor your blood sugar if you are a diabetic. It's possible to have a food allergy to dates. If you experience any food allergy symptoms such as runny nose, tongue swelling, itchy eyes, or facial redness, then please discontinue consumption of and seek medical attention. So there we have it, guys. Please, number one, remove the pit. Number two, be careful if you're diabetic or if you have any type of food allergies towards dates. So there we have it, guys, the not so fun facts about the one and only date. All right, it's time to talk about the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about the 520 rule, really what we're talking about are food labels. That's right. The 520 rule basically helps us understand and read food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, when we talk about the 520 rule, really what we're talking about is percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a look at our sample food label. As you can see, it is colored in different colors, right? We have purple, yellow, and blue. So let's take it color by color, shall we? First, let's discuss the purple portion, which is the percent daily value column. Now, as you can see, percent DV is basically represented as percentages. That's right. Now, some of these percentages can be as low as 0%, and some of them, believe it or not, can range as high as 100%. Now, there are rare cases where the percent DV for a particular nutrient can be in excess of 100%. However, that is rare. Now, let's talk about the yellow portion. The yellow portion basically highlights a few nutrients that unfortunately do a really good job at causing disease, sickness, and illness within the body temple. So, say hello to saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium. Now, when it comes to these nutrients, you definitely want to make sure that they are at the lower end of the scale, meaning as close to 0% as possible. Why? Because like I just said, they do a really good job at promoting disease within the body temple. Now, let's take a look at the blue nutrients. Say hello to dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which basically represent all vitamins and minerals. Now, these blue nutrients do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than promote disease and sickness and illness within the body temple, they promote wellness and health. So if anything, whenever you eat or drink something, just make sure that those percentages are as close to 100% as possible. Now, to be a little more specific when we talk about the 520 rule, here's what you want to look for. If a food or beverage item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then unfortunately that food or beverage item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if the food or beverage item you're consuming offers 10% to 19% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food or beverage item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food or beverage item that you're consuming offers 20% DV or greater, then that food item or beverage item is an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, let's now dive into the nutrition facts. So for today's lecture, we're going to simply say that a single serving of dates is equal to only a half cup. Not a whole cup, but a half cup. So in this serving, here's what we're going to get. 277 calories, 75 grams of carbs, and look at this, 1.8 grams of protein. And again, most people think that fruit doesn't contain protein. Well, it does. 0.2 grams of fat and a whopping 6.7 grams of fiber. Well, say goodbye to your constipation. Now let's take a look at the vitamins and the minerals. Potassium comes in at 20% DV, excellent source. Copper comes in at 18% DV, good source. Manganese comes in at 15% DV, good source. Magnesium comes in at 14% DV, good source. Vitamin B6 comes in at 12% DV, good source. Next up is niacin and pantothenic acid, each coming in at only 8% DV. So unfortunately, a single serving of dates is not a good source of both potassium and pantothenic acid. Next up is calcium and phosphorus, each coming in at only 6% DV. So, based on the 520 rule, this single serving of dates is not a good source of either calcium or phosphorus, unfortunately. Lastly is iron, coming in at only 5% DV, not a good source. So there we have it, guys, the nutrition facts about the one and only date. All right, it's time to talk about the health benefits now that we've gone over the nutrition facts. But before we dive into the health benefits, let's talk about the principle of cause and effect. Now, some of us may already be familiar with this principle. Why? Because it's one of the 7 Hermetic principles. Basically, it states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. That being said, you need to know that if you want to be well, if you want to be healthy, then you gotta put the right stuff in. Now, it's the same thing for disease. If you want a disease, well, you gotta put the bad stuff in. That's right. So my intention for this slide is to help us understand the benefit, or shall we say the effect, and also to let you in on the phytonutrient which is responsible for the cause. So here we go. Benefit number 1 is that dates decrease cholesterol. Well, you can thank insoluble and soluble fiber for that. Number 2, dates prevent and relieve constipation. Once again, the phytonutrient responsible is insoluble fiber and soluble fiber. Benefit number 3, dates are a natural energy booster. Great. Now the question is, which phytonutrients are responsible? Well, say hello to 3 natural sugars. They happen to be fructose, glucose, and good old sucrose. Benefit number 4, dates reduce triglyceride levels. Great. Now the question is, which phytonutrients are responsible? Well, say hello to the antioxidants. Benefit number 5, dates are an alternative natural sweetener. Well, once again, we got to look at the natural sugars that are naturally found in the dates. So, fructose, glucose, and sucrose. Benefit number 6, dates boost bone health. Amazing, especially for our older individuals, right? So now the question is, which phytonutrients are responsible? Well, say hello to calcium and phosphorus. And lastly, benefit number 7, dates reduce inflammation that makes cancer growth more likely. Oh no, say it ain't so. Oh yes. Now guys, the question is, which phytonutrients are responsible? Well, here we go. Anthocyanins, phenolics, sterols, carotenoids, procyanidins, and flavonoids. So there we have it, guys. Lots and lots and lots of health benefits from the one and only date. All right, it's time to talk about food. Yes, vegan food. Well, say hello to forksoverknives.com. By the way, there is a movie entitled Forks Over Knives, which I highly recommend. Now, yes, guys, forksoverknives.com is our go-to website for everything vegan. So, as usual, I went to the website, did a little bit of research on dates, and look at what I found. 2 amazing vegan date recipes that I want to share with you right now. So the first recipe is entitled Date Paste. Take a look at the picture. Looks creamy and spreadable. Nice. The second recipe is Apple Raisin Mini Muffins. Take a look at that picture. Those look scrumptious. Now here's the thing. If your mouth is watering and you are very interested in making and tasting these recipes, then all you have to do is click on the description box. Why? Because I'm providing you with a direct link to each recipe. Now, when you get to the website, here's what you're going to find. An ingredient list, cooking instructions, and how long it'll take you to cook them. That's right. They provide you with everything. So please, do me a favor. Go to the website, make them, taste them, come back to the video, and share your thoughts in the comment box below. So there we have it, guys. Not 1, but 2 amazing vegan date recipes from forksoverknives.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, Coach D, thanks for the recipes. Coach D, Thanks for the fun facts and the not so fun facts and the nutrition facts. But what I really want to know is, when in the world should I eat more dates? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that's your question, then I gotta tell you that the perfect day to eat more dates is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Oh yes, good old Nature Day. Guys, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you know absolutely nothing about the challenge. Well, here we go. The 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Now, here's the thing about the challenge is that it's monthly, meaning every month, and it's only 7 days. As a matter of fact, it's the first 7 days of every month, the first all the way through the 7th. Now, here's the thing. Being that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every month. That's right. So whether it's June 1st, August 1st, or even December 1st, it's always Nature Day. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, who is Nature Day for, right? I mean, you may have just stumbled upon this video because you just simply wanted to go out on a date. But here I am talking about food. So the type of person that is ideal for Nature Day is maybe you have been stricken with the big four. Now, when we talk about the big four, really what I'm talking about are heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and of course, obesity. Next up, maybe you have skin issues such as bad acne and you're looking for a natural, holistic way to treat your acne. Well, eat more plants. Or maybe you have digestive issues such as constipation and you're looking for a holistic way to treat your constipation. It's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you have mental issues. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're sad all the time. Or maybe it's difficult for you to concentrate. It's easy. Eat more plants. Maybe you want to get lean. Maybe you want to bulk up, right? It's easy. Eat more plants. Or maybe you're looking to transition from the standard American diet to a more plant-based diet with whole foods, right? It's easy. Eat more plants. Or maybe you're the type of person who's just interested in eating more plants. Well, believe it or not, Nature Day is definitely for you. So there we have it, guys. We now know who exactly Nature Day is for. All right, let's dive just a little deeper into Nature Day. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who are looking to eat more plants, whether we have a disease or not, it's easy. Now, I'm going to offer you a few baby steps, and then I'll tell you how to take it to the next level. So for those of us who may not like plant foods, we may not have time to cook plant foods, we may not even know that plant foods even exist. That's okay. So how about we first try to eat plant foods, only plant foods, before 12 p.m. If you can't do before 12 p.m., then how about after 12 p.m., right? Now, for those of us who want to take it to the next level, how about we try to become a 3% vegan? Now, what is that? Well, it's any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only one day out of an entire month. Next up is a 10% vegan. That's any person, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 3 days out of an entire month. Next up is a 17% vegan. Now, this person, man, woman, or child, only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 5 days out of an entire month. And lastly is the ultimate 23% vegan, right? Now, who is that? What is that? Well, it's Coach D. That's right, guys. What that means is that for the first 7 days of every month, I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods, which happen to be fruits, vegetables and herbs, nuts and seeds, legumes, meaning beans and peas, and of course, whole grains. And the only beverage that I consume is good old water. So there we have it, guys. A few options to help make your transition to a plant-based diet easy. All right, it's time for Coach D's tips. That's right, guys. I'm here to offer you just a little bit of help, a little bit of advice Why? Because I want you to be successful on Nature Day. So first up, go visit your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're going to go to 3 places. I used to say 2, but now I'm saying 3. The first place that you're going to go to is the produce section. Why? Because that's where you're going to find all of your fresh plant foods. The second place that you're going to go to is the freezer aisle. Why? Because that's where you're going to find all of your frozen plant foods. And the last place that you're going to go is the canned good aisle. Why? Because that's where all of your canned plant foods are located. Now, some of us may be wondering, what's best, fresh, frozen, or canned? Well, believe it or not, I'll put them in ascending order. In order of freshness, in order of nutrient content. First and foremost are fresh, second, frozen, and third, and perhaps dead last, are canned. Next up, go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Now, once you're finished with the produce section, the freezer aisle, and the canned good aisle, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Now, depending on the grocery store, they may term it the kitchen. Whatever the name is, talk to the person behind the counter and ask them if they offer any vegan, not vegetarian options. If they do, ask for a quick sample. It's free. Now, if you like it, go ahead and purchase the plant foods either by the pound or maybe even 2, maybe 3 pounds if you really, really, really like it. Tip number 3, go visit your local farmer's market. Now, this is for those of us who must have organic this and organic that. I get it. Believe it or not, guys, farmers markets do an amazing job at selling organic produce. So, if you have to have organic produce, non-GMO produce, then definitely head to your nearest farmers market. Tip number 4, go visit your local vegan restaurant. Now, for some of us, we may not even know vegan restaurants exist. Well, Coach D is here to let you know that they actually do. And guess what? They do a really good job at cooking and presenting and serving plant foods. Now, here's the best thing about vegan restaurants is that they hire vegan chefs who not only know how to cook plant foods, but they also know which plant foods to combine together to yield the most nutritious, delicious dishes. And my last tip is to get a subscription to a vegan meal prep company. Now, this is specifically for those of us who don't know how to cook plant foods, those of us who don't want to cook plant foods, those of us who don't have time to cook plant foods, right? Here's the cool thing about these meal prep companies is that number 1, you order it. Number 2, they make it. Number 3, they deliver it. And number 4, you eat it. It's just that simple. So there we have it, guys. 5 amazing tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day, which comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. We have inquiry minds, so we want to know, dates come from which type of palm tree? Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the lecture, so if you missed it or if you tuned me out, please hit rewind. And of course, write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. I'm signing out, but before I do, I got to ask you to please subscribe, like, and share the video, especially if you love dates or maybe you want to go out on a date. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's #EatMorePlants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out, but always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.